very pleasant good evening to everybody coming to you live from the Tower Grill on the campus of Arizona Christian University. Tim Gooszen hosting the 16th episode of Season 2 of the Storm Report. We got a great session tonight. We're going to hit the water. We're going to go to the hard courts, and we're going to go both in tennis and in men's volleyball. So we got a fun night planned. Immediately to my left, a couple of swimmers that are headed to nationals. We'll talk to Karlie, Rimat, and then Alois Garraux down on the end, and then we're going to have men's volleyball represented by Coach Bruns and Chris Beck, and then we're going to end the night talking to a couple of tennis players in the likes of Jonas and Deondra Bacchus. So let's jump right into it, and welcome to the Storm Report here on, live from the Tower Grill, and we're excited to have you guys on, and Karlie and Alois, welcome to the Storm Report. So we'll jump right into it. You guys are headed to nationals here. You fly tomorrow, I believe, right?
Yeah, bright and early.
What time are you leaving?
4 a.m.? Yeah, we leave here at 4
I won't be up at that time. I'll say Friday from here. So you guys are headed off to Atlanta, Georgia. Exactly. Actually, Columbus, Georgia, and going to be at the Columbus Aquatic Center to challenge in the NAI National Meet. This is the second year for both of you. I think you qualified 3 years ago, but we didn't have the
COVID national.
Yeah, we didn't have nationals, so you had qualified. So this would have been your third, and Alois is, of course, just your second year here in college. So you're 2 for 2, and great opportunities for you. So Karlie, we'll start with you. And so you had an interesting fall, literally a fall, and you ended up kind of hurting yourself a little bit and taking some rehab time. So it's even more impressive knowing that you dealt with that big injury and that you're able to still qualify nationally. So let's talk about the fall for you and how it was not what you expected at all.
Oh, yeah. It was coming here like I was trying to have a different mindset, like my last year, because I'm graduating in May. So, and I'll just share it with everybody. I was riding my scooter, as we do on college campuses, and I hit one of the divots in the concrete and flew off, and then I broke my elbow, and yeah, that definitely put me back a bit. I wasn't in the water from basically right when we started in like September until I didn't get back right until then, like mid-December, basically. So I was out of the water, and it was very difficult. Like I just wanted to get in the pool and kick, and I couldn't do that because my casts and everything couldn't get wet. Like it just was, yeah.
Just hold it on the deck.
I know.
It's so simple. Next time. No, next time. Just don't break your arm.
Yeah.
So, as you're not able to participate, what kind of things were you able to do? Obviously, you're trying to work out, keep your legs as fresh as they can. And the training staff here did a great job getting you back and ready to go. We saw you, I think it was the last meet of December when that was your first time you got to hit the water.
Yeah.
And what was that emotion like for you when you were like, all right, I've worked my way back, and here we go?
Yeah, it was definitely, I only had about, I think, 2 or 3 weeks under my belt of training when I got back in that meet, and I don't swim the short events, so I went straight in and swam my best events, the ones I'm swimming at nationals. So I was definitely grateful to God to be back in the water, but it hurt. I will say that. Like I could feel it, but I was like, thankfully I'm back in the water, because honestly I didn't think I would be in the water until the new year, like January or even February. So
well, we're glad you got the December in so that you were able to then turn around after the new year and get going. So speaking of what you're swimming at in nationals, I know you're going to be in the 400 individual medley. That's kind of been your stable, your go-to, like your main event, and you're the record holder, of course, big time in that event. And I think 200 back and 200 fly, right?
Yes, correct.
So tell us about those events that you're going to do come later in this week?
Yeah, literally. So I've always swam the 400 IM, and that's kind of been my best event, and then the 2 fly and the 2 back kind of come together, and so I'm really excited, honestly. Like I kind of look at this meet as a different approach of just after everything I've gone through, like just being able to go and like glorify God and just have fun. Like it's my last meet in college, like, and get to have fun with our teammates and just really put it all out there. Like I can only do as much as I can. So I'm going to put all the training I was able to get in to the test today, or not today, but this week.
This week?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Garraux, your turn. So you're on slate to you're scheduled to swim 3 events as well, the 200 IM, and then you're doing the 100 and 200 breaststroke, if I have my facts correct.
Exactly.
So what have you been doing to prepare for this coming week?
So we've been working a lot. I've been injured to myself for like 2 months, so it's been tough. But so I've been training breaststroke for now a week and a half, a month and a half.
Okay.
I've been trying to work more on my technique and work harder, work with my teammates, and trying to improve at each swim meet and see what's wrong to get back to it. So it was a kind of stressful season because I only qualified at the last swim meet, which was the conference swim meet we had 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it was tough.
The good news is you get to be the banner carrier for ASU men's swim because you're the only one going. So you get to carry the men's swim banner as you come into the stadium, right? Just like the Olympics. I'm sure you have to play the athletes like the Olympics. So as you guys head to Atlanta, what finally, I know it's your final meet. Supposedly, I think we can still convince you to come back. Maybe I know. Just kidding.
Maybe.
But what are you guys looking forward to when you get out to Columbus?
I mean, I think we're all pretty excited to see what we can do after practicing for a few months, and just be able to swim together and represent the team, the school.
Yeah, we have a lot of I think we have me and then another senior going, but a lot of our other girls are freshmen. I'm really excited to see how we're going to do, obviously, because he's worked his butt off this season, but I'm really excited for our freshmen who are going because it's a big meet for them, and just to see what they're going to do and kind of set the stage for the next 3 years for them, for sure. But,
well, you're talking about a freshman, and Stephanie Flores has absolutely just knocked it out of the park this year. She's doing a great job swimming as a freshman, and when you look at her, you go, she's a swimmer, and I'm not making fun of Stephanie at all. No. She is getting it done in the pool, but she is not your average height, let's say, for a swimmer, and she gets in the water and just goes.
Yeah,
and,
it's amazing.
So your sister will be there.
Yeah, she will.
So how's that brother-sister bond, twin sister, by the way? How's that? How will that impact you when you get there?
I mean, there's always ups and downs being brothers and sisters, obviously, but I think it's great because we can support each other and we understand each other because we've always been swimming together, we've done everything together, and so if she has a mental breakdown or everything, I can help her. Same for her, she can help me if I have problems, and we can just give advice to each other,
And I'm sure Mom and Dad will be trying to do everything they can to be watching any stream that's happening all the way from Belgium, by the way. And greetings if the Garraux family is watching. How far ahead is Belgium?
It's 8 hours.
8 hours difference, so it's like the middle of the night.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, your parents probably not watching then, but if the Garraux family is listening, welcome and hi. So you have been through quite a season, obviously. Just a couple of years ago, you got the opportunity to start swimming over at the FRC, and Coach Brad did a great job trying to refurbish a pool that had honestly been neglected for quite some time, and it's where you call home and it's where you train. And the one thing you guys have got to be absolutely phenomenal about is your kick turns, or your foot turns, because you only have a 25-meter pool over there, so you're doing kick turn, foot turns all the time. So does that mean anything different? Because I'm assuming it's going to be a 50-meter pool.
So it's actually the same. So we swim in a 25-yard pool over here, so then it's going to be the same.
25?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think it would have to be 50, but
I think the pool is big enough to where they could do 50 meters, but we're swimming 25 yards.
Yeah, I think it's just the rules how they do it with college swimming.
Yeah.
Well, that works out for you guys because, I thought most people swam in a 50-yard pool on a regular basis, but
I'd like to. It'd be nice, but
So when you guys do, neither one of you are like freestylers, so you have those different strokes. You always see the freestylers get in the pool and do a flip turn and how it looks. But for some of you, like when you're doing a breaststroke and when you're doing a fly, it's a different approach coming off the wall. So let's talk about the breaststroke when you're coming off the wall. What do you do with that?
And breaststroke is you have to be it's the slowest stroke, so you want to gain as much time everywhere you can, and so the turn is really important, especially it's a slower turn too, so you really need much power and everything to be perfect. You need touch. If you don't, you also have to be very accurate because you have to touch with both hands in breast and fly, and at the same time, and so yeah.
Okay, and then you both doing the individual medley, 200 and 400 for you. Mm-hmm. How many times have you come up and done the wrong stroke? Let's be you do that last turn and you're like, all right, I'm still nope, wrong stroke.
Honestly, if I think about it, that has never happened, but I'm not going to lie to you. Even to this day, before I get on the block, I'm like, look at my friends, my teammates, and I'm like, it's a 400, right? 4 laps of each stroke. Just because if you're like in the lead with somebody too, and you lose track of it for a second, you don't know. Like, I've thought about that myself. Like, am I going to turn, am I on backstroke or am I still on butterfly? Like, but.
What happens, by the way, if that were to ever happen? Like, if you came off the wall and you were supposed to be doing backstroke, well, you start with backstroke, so.
You start with fly. So the 4 like individual, remember the relays, you start with backstroke.
Okay.
And then, but for the individuals, we start with fly. But I'm pretty sure you'd get disqualified.
You get DQ'd on that, right?
Yeah.
Not something you want to try and accomplish.
I don't think our coaches would like that.
No. You spend too much time and energy to get DQ'd for something like that. So for you, I have you as a business major, right?
Behavioral health major.
Behavioral health, yeah. Wrong one. Okay. So what's next for Karlie after swim and after ACU?
I'm definitely going to get my master's because I want to be, my ultimate goal is to be a counselor like in a hospital. So I need to, in order to do that, get my master's. But I think I'm going to take some time off, like at least a semester or so, and just get some experience and work in the field. I'm definitely going to keep pursuing like more school just so I can get my higher degrees and then get like invested in the field for sure.
So is that going back home to Washington or is that?
So I really want to stay here. Like, and I'm making plans to stay here. So I think Arizona's growing on me a lot. Like, I love Washington, my family's up there, but Arizona's my new home. So
you don't have to shovel snow here.
No, exactly. You don't have to deal with rain like 85% of the time too.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Alois, for you, what's in your off-season training? Are you going back to Belgium? What's your plan after like the school year's over?
Oh yeah, after the school plan's over, I probably will go back to Belgium for the summer, just to see my friends, my family, catch up with everyone. I'll obviously be still training, because in Belgium the season ends at the end of July, where I have like the summer Belgian championships, and so I'll be still training.
Okay, so some championships headed in your future, so staying in the pool, staying sharp, ready to go, ready to rock and roll.
Exactly.
Speaking of staying sharp, so you had class today, you fly out in the morning, and you're gone for the week, and then it's spring break. Yeah. And you guys come back, and you don't have to swim anymore, you don't have, at least immediately. So the next 2 weeks off without having school, what do you guys have planned for that? Obviously beyond nationals.
Well, I don't know about him, but I definitely have a lot of homework headed my way. So school is still on in full load, getting my capstone, taking care of everything. But I know for me, I'm just going to take next week and I just got a new job actually, so I'm going to kind of get going into that, but just take some time off, like give time to myself, because I feel like this semester already has been crazy. So I just need it to be graduation already. Like, I'm ready to toss the cap.
Senioritis is hit.
Yes,
and you're ready to
it's
be done.
for real. Yeah.
All right. Well, Alois, you still have 2 more years, so don't be trying to toss the cap or no. So next week, what does that look like for you?
I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I try to get in advance with homework and everything to concentrate better on my events next week. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. Just
come back to Arizona and relax, but you're not doing any more traveling next week. You're hanging around campus probably.
In the spring break?
Yeah.
I'll be going with friends in California. Just relax a bit and just have some fun.
All right, well, you can go watch the men's volleyball team play out there. They're headed out there this next week, so they'll be on the next segment. But as you guys are preparing for nationals, just for all of us here at ACU Athletics, we wish you success. We wish you a great time, and we wish you a better experience than most of your team had last year when there was a little stomach bug that kind of ramped through the entire team, and there were some people that had a rougher time. That's a good way to say it. So, again, we wish you success in the old Columbus Aquatic Center coming up next few days. It starts on Wednesday. Are you guys swimming Wednesday, or are your events not till Thursday?
I think we have relays on Wednesday.
Yeah, you guys do relays.
Oh, so you're going to swim.
Oh, he doesn't have relays. That's right. We talked about that though. We're thinking about giving himself a whole relay.
It's just like the IM. You just swim the same stroke. You got it. But so we've been speaking with Karlie, Rimat, and Rimat and Alois Garraux from the swim team, and we thank you for your time. And coming up next, we're going to go inside the FRC and talk to Chris Beck, an opposite hitter for the Firestorm, and head coach Trent Bruns. We'll be back with men's volleyball right after this. Welcome back inside the Tower Grill on the campus of Arizona Christian University. It's my pleasure to now welcome to the show a couple of volleyball guys, head coach Trent Bruns on the far side, and joining us in the middle, opposite hitter Mr. Chris Beck. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us, and welcome to the Storm Report.
Thanks for having us, man.
Hey, anytime we like to spread the love, and you guys have started your season and 7 games in, and you're ready to rock and roll into what most people say is a crazy time of year. It will be an interesting couple of weeks. We will touch on that. But, Coach, we'll start with you on the far side. And your season 2023 is underway. Tell us about what you're liking so far with you guys on the court.
Yeah, so when I first got here, kind of the way we describe it is like a lot of people know how to move chess pieces, but they don't know any strategy about it. So that's kind of how we were at. We knew how to spike a ball in the past, but there was a lot of team cohesion that we needed to work on that we're starting to work on now, which is great. So we've seen a lot of success, and we're battling with the top teams in the country right now, which is awesome. So we're just going to continue to build on that as things move forward. Obviously, we know the GSAC is no joke for men's volleyball. But yeah, I'm really proud of the way they're kind of pursuing the game right now and taking a turn, essentially, right? So we actually played Ben U a few weeks ago, and we have them in our house tomorrow, and they're currently ranked they're ranked number 3 after last week's rankings. And last time we kind of, I won't say we folded, but we definitely can play better, right? And so these are things where it's like when we get into these zones, you know, we have our opportunities to, it's not like we don't lack the power, right? We got plenty of guys. This guy's been killing it all year right now. So it's just a matter of really being able to buckle down and get it done at the end of the day. So we're making strides towards that right now.
So you're saying Chris Beck needs to do more. I mean, 21 kills, 13, 18 kills is what he's done last
Yeah, it's 30 or nothing, so.
I mean, come on, Chris. Would you help the team out just a little bit, please?
I'm trying.
Chris Beck, you're off to a great start in your season. And as I just mentioned, the last 4 matches, 21 kills, 13 and 18. And just a number that may be thrown out there, I don't know if you know this, but you're chasing your buddy Nate Mayfield for the all-time kills lead in ACU men's volleyball history. By my count, you're about 8 off the pace currently, but
a lot of games left.
He's getting a couple more, here and there, but you're on a pace that you could be doing that here in the next couple of weeks. So that's just the type of season you've had in the 4 years you've been playing with us. So, Chris, as you've started your season, what's been the hot streak that's made you just go?
Honestly, just giving it my all, knowing that there's, after this, there's no more volleyball. And I don't think a lot of people realize that as well. And the other part of that is, like, the camaraderie we built. We have built, like, a tight-knit team. And I'm glad, like, Nate came back, Cade came back. So it kind of, like, there's guys that want to play. And so it makes it really easy to fight for the next dude next to you. So that's a big thing, camaraderie. We have, like, a lot of camaraderie, I feel like, now. And we have a lot of potential in the GSAC. I mean, GSAC's crazy right now with everyone's ranked except for, Hope, and we receive votes. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm going to touch on, I guess.
Got it. You had kind of an interesting, I wouldn't say life-changing event, but something that happens, then you're, like, excited about it, sometimes a little later on in life. But you got married this past summer.
I did, yeah.
So that's a great thing, by the way. That is a great
Later
thing.
on, you got a confession to make right now?
No, I was probably about a year older than he was when I got married, so no, we're good. So Your wife, Sierra, obviously she's an alum here from ACU, and she got to play on the beach volleyball team for her career. How's married life going, and how's that transition been for you?
Good. It was interesting at first, like kind of getting a feel for like how the day-to-day goes, especially with like she graduated, I'm still in school, trying to figure out the flow. But it's been good. It's definitely different, but I'd say it's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, so there's definitely no talking her into coming back for another year from you?
Not that I know of. She's on track to go to PA school, so she's
got
looking
plans.
to,
She got plans.
She's got big plans pursuing that. So I think ACU had everything she wanted. Really helped us grow in our faith and our relationship. But yeah, I think she's tapped out for sand volleyball.
Well, no, I mean, like allowing you to come back for one more year, because you've only played 4 seasons, so, and one of them was a COVID year, and you could, if you worked the math just right, probably come back. But
yeah, we're talking about
come back again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coach says the door's still open, just so you know.
Yeah, it's still open.
It's open.
All right. So you guys are headed off to a crazy 11 days. You play Ben Mesa tomorrow, and that is the start of 8 matches in 11 days. Coach, talk us through 8 matches in 11 days from a coaching perspective.
Well, coaching perspective, really what it is we get, like pretty much 2 months plus a little bit to schedule 26 events, right? And that's not a lot of days, especially with Super Bowl weekend in there as well. So you take away a weekend on top of that. So for us, it was a way, like luckily we have a trip and then we just tagged on another match. That's kind of what we did, right? So when we leave for Friday, we'll play Vanguard on Friday. Hope on Saturday we'll have Sunday off. I'll probably make you guys jump in the ocean or something. I haven't told you guys yet. But got to get in like a little ice bath kind of thing to get refreshed. Then we play Monday. We play at St. Catherine and then Westcliff and Anaheim. So kind of the first, and that's leading into our spring break. And so we come back on Tuesday, Wednesday, off, Thursday, right out to San Francisco. We play Pacific Union and then Menlo on top of that. So it's spring break. It's a good time to kind of get away essentially as a team. We're going to be staying with like some host homes, doing some fun things together. So it is a lot of games, but it's also going to be a lot of team camaraderie and some fun things along with that too. So
yeah, I just need a hot tub.
Just need a hot tub.
Yeah, I just need a hot tub.
And an ice bath.
And an ice bath. All right, so from a player's perspective, hot tub, ice bath, but what else, when you're playing 8 matches in 11 days, you got to be psyched up about getting ready to play basically every night.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing big teams too, so it's kind of like you got to mentally prepare yourself. Like that's a long stretch of games. We have never done that yet, so as anyone knows, performing day in and day out, trying to play at your best, and then come in the next day, eat enough, do enough. It's like, it'll be fun. I'm excited for it, but it'll definitely it'll hit us near the end, I feel like, but we'll push through.
Well, you got some really tough games on that schedule, and you got a couple that should be, on paper, they look like they should be fairly easy matches, but I don't want to say that. You don't want to take anybody light. You just want to get done and get out the door with it. But as you're preparing for a trip like that, what are you getting extra sleep? Are you eating different? What are you doing with that? Or you're like, nah, forget it. I'm just going to stay up and do what I normally do.
Definitely trying to get enough shut-eye would be important. But, I mean, eating right is going to be big. It's kind of hard on the road.
There's curfew.
Yeah.
Let's get real.
I mean,
there is. You got to take care of yourselves, right? We're here to compete. Like, ultimately, yes, it is spring break, but that's a business trip. We're out there to get some wins. And so, yeah, I mean, there's going to be time where we can stay up a little bit later because obviously we don't have games on Sunday, so we can have a little more fun with that. But then Sunday is also about recovery. Like, we're not really going to be, out there and jumping and playing beach volleyball. We got to get recovered and be ready to go for Monday. Because essentially, like what's crazy about volleyball is you have so many players, and there's really not a whole lot of colleges. So you pretty much take like the top 15% of players who want to play in college, and they play at every other school. So, for example, Cal State Northridge is a Division I that plays in the Big West. Vanguard beat them, and so Vanguard's an NAIA school, and so it's just there's just no time to rest, right? So you say, on paper, you should be able to beat these things, but volleyball is all about yourself. It's like, hey, let me play at my peak performance and be able to work this out, because whoever's on the other side of the net, they're good. Like, no matter what it is, they're good. They always have something to bring to the table, whether they're not big, maybe they play smart, maybe they run their offense fast, and so it's really about how well we can prep for the game, essentially, and how well we can play at our peak potential.
All right. Well, a tough trip, and we wish you success on that trip. It will be an interesting results finding and really find out what your team is made of. I can't imagine that you're going to find out much more, but these guys are pretty good dudes, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of like hanging around with them. Based on what I've seen, their camaraderie on the team is phenomenal this time around. So beyond volleyball, beyond this crazy trip, how are life balances for you guys? What are you guys doing? Coach, I know wife and dogs and all that stuff, how's that going? You're always trying to get me to play golf, and we know that is not a good result for anything because it will be...
I'm looking for entertainment because my game's not the greatest either, okay? I'm bringing you along because I'm really I need someone below me.
Well, you're going to get tired of me like whiffing and funding shots that went behind me and everything else.
You see these little cuts right here? Played yesterday. I was in the trees and a little bit of thorns. Okay, so but no, I mean, season time is busy. You know, it is, right? So finding time to hang out with the wife and be around. You just got to be really intentional about that stuff. And so, I mean, obviously with our trip coming up here, so when I get back and I'm done on Wednesday, we don't have any practice. Hanging out with my wife, it's just got to be a good balance, essentially. But she's also very awesome and understands, hey, at the end of the day, season time is season time, and it's my job, right? So I'm going to be there and I'm going to perform well, and so she understands that too. But we're also, trying to plan a vacation a little bit this summer, so to make up for it and be around. But yeah, it's fun. You got to have a good balance, and it's fun being in the gym with these guys. Like it's really, really fun. So it's a blessing to be able to call it a job. So.
Well, as a player and, of course, as a married player, which ironically you and Cade, not married to each other, by the way, it always sounds weird sometimes. Cade McGee got married as well, so you guys kind of have a bond there where you're dealing with a guy on the team that is going through the same newlywed type environment, so that might help you out. Somebody would be like, man, like, how are you getting through this? Well, it is what it is. So, but when you're thinking about your future, obviously you got these games and the rest of the season coming, what's in the future for Chris?
That is a loaded question. I'm not 100% certain yet, but
which is why the door is open to coming back next year.
Yeah, that's why that conversation that's why that conversation's even being talked
just
about.
An option.
But yeah,
we're just looking at it as an option.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain like what I want to do career-wise. There's a lot of great opportunities that I do have. I'm very fortunate, but I don't know. It's hard to see myself locked down, not playing volleyball right now. In season, I don't think about anything else, so it's kind of tough right now I was talking about that with my wife the other day. I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I'm playing volleyball right now. I'm loving it, and honestly, I want to play volleyball. So.
Business major for you, right?
Yeah, business major.
Okay, and then, but you don't have any idea what you're going to put that to at this point?
I mean, I started a few things. I started a supplement company my freshman year here. Dabbled with that, dabbling with some other stuff as well, like construction. But I'm not really solidified on what I want to do yet. It's kind of up there.
Okay, all right. I did forget to talk about this a little bit earlier. One of the things that's happened on your schedule, you had the opportunity to play your first Division I school. You went to your alma mater, Grand Canyon, right down the road. What was that experience like? I got to watch it on TV. I was watching it on ESPN+, so that was a first for me to see it on ESPN+, to watch you guys. Oh, all right, I know those guys. Yeah. And the first set, they kind of show their Division I team. And then the second and third set, you guys kind of played right with them. What did you get out of that experience as a player, playing at Division I, and as a coach?
You want to go first?
No, after you, man.
All right. Experience out of that was, like, it doesn't matter what team we play, we can hang. And I think it was nice to play them and then go into, like, our conference, because our conference is a big conference. I say it like 100 times, but playing them made it to where it's like, we can play against anybody. D1, SHME1, it doesn't mean anything. But, they definitely, I'd say, rattled our cage. We came in there like we were going to play a D1, but we were also like on our heels. So it was nice to be able to kind of get like, all right, first set was, like you said, they kind of showed us that they're a D1 school. And then after that, it was like, wait a minute, we can hit a ball, we can pass a ball, and we can set. But, yeah, I mean, we can hang. That's what I would say. We can hang with anybody.
Coach, you went to your alma mater, and you took your program there for the first time. What was that like?
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to be there. It's good to be back in the arena. And, I remember being as a player, too. You go into someone else's, bigger, and you're like, oh, man. Like, one time when I was a player, we played the USC. We didn't have the arena at that time. This is younger. And I remember a Trojan came by and cut our antelope in half. And we were like, yeah, like it was like exciting. It's fun, and it's fun to be there. I think, like you said, the first set, honestly, they had some things that were good, but we were just kind of timid, and then we kind of just settled in there essentially, right? So it's also a learning curve for me too, going up against a team, like how tough do you be on the first set, or do you just give them the first set to kind of just relax, and just kind of, hey, get it out of the way. So, but it's fun. It's fun being back in there. Coach Willie's done a great job. They actually just got their first loss at Pepperdine. They got reverse swept, and so it was pretty tough. But he's done a very good job creating a good culture there, and he actually talked to him a lot about culture because he is, has taken that program over the last 6 years to where it's been now. And there's some good characteristics that I've been able to learn from that. So we go back there, and I talk with them a lot, and it's a good experience. It's super fun. I think the guys had a lot of fun, too. So.
Well, it's a good experience, and, there's probably not a bigger block you're going to try and hit around than facing what you faced at Grand Canyon. Now, there's a couple of tall trees in the conference, but
yeah,
those guys.
Well, no one flexing at the Masters. That guy's big.
True.
And they're both. Yeah, these guys are both big. I was telling them, it's fun to watch those guys because they're, the net's here and they're up here hanging out, and they're in a different ozone layer, so there's a little up there.
I actually asked Coach before our match this past weekend, I said, Coach, is the net at the right height? Because these guys are just putting the ball on the floor. Like, you were just getting up and pop, boom, and it was on both sides of warm-up. I'm like, wait, is this like net at the girls' height? Or, like, everybody's just seeming like they're, like you're at your waist, and you're just like, here, boom.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even when I was at GCU, too, we averaged taller than the basketball team. Like, it's a tall sport, and our net's only 8 feet high, and it's really not that high compared to, because you can dunk, right? So that's already 2 feet over the net plus the ball, right? It's a big sport. It's a big, tall sport, so it's a good time.
I wouldn't be playing middle, I don't think, in any this volleyball program, that's for sure.
So you try and pass the other day, we were peppering, right?
Yeah, I know. The kid had no idea I was there. He was like, I got you. But that was fun. I stepped in behind Kay McGee, and Mr. Chris here played me a ball, and the kid was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I got you. Played it off the wall.
Kind of like golf? Yeah, cool.
So we had a good time. But it's been our pleasure to have head coach Trent Bruns and opposite hitter Chris Beck on the show here in the Storm Report. And sorry for that phone little annoyance right there. But we're going to take it to the tennis courts, and we're going to talk with 2 tennis players coming up after the break. Big thank you to volleyball coach and player Chris Beck and Trent Bruns. We'll be back. Talk tennis right after this. Welcome back to the Tower Grill on the campus of Arizona Christian University. Tim Gooszen with you, filling in for Kevin Derry, Barry, and Ed Cole, who are on other assignments tonight. We have the opportunity to welcome tennis players Jonas won immediately to my left, and Deondra Bacchus out on the outside. And thanks for joining us, and we get the opportunity to now talk a little tennis, a sport you guys are a little bit familiar with. I think you guys can talk about that sport just a little bit. Both of your seasons underway. The elephant in the room, you guys played Westmont. We won't talk too much necessarily about that. It was a great effort from all around from both teams, and it was not what you wanted, but your season still is has opportunities still to come. So, Jonas, we'll start with you. How's your season started off? I know you're playing now sometimes one. Actually, you kind of split the season, playing one, playing two. You played two almost all of last season, and you and Hugo Brill get the opportunity to switch back and forth. So how are you heading into the season? What's your mindset like?
Actually, at first, the season is going good so far. I mean, we had a tough loss against Westmont this weekend. But, yeah, we have a great team, especially with Hugo, the new guy. I think no one likes playing him with his little slice and drop shots. No one likes playing him. So, yeah, and the mentality, like everyone's full of energy. We have some new guys that didn't play last year that are playing this year. So, yeah, everyone's ready to play. And we saw it in the first 3 games, especially 2 weeks ago against Western New Mexico, Colorado Mesa. Good wins, high energy. So, yeah, it's going good so far, even though we had a tough loss, but we're full of energy and ready to play, finally.
Well, you guys have conference coming up again this weekend against Jessup and Menlo, and the odd part about that is if you know your history of ACU tennis, Chris Tolson, who's now the head coach of Jessup, returns for the first time coaching another team. He started the Firestorm program, was here for 7-8 years, whatever it was, and then went on and was all over. He's been 2 stops since, but now is at William Jessup, and he will be here for the first time. So we'd be excited for him. But I'll get to you in a second, D. But as you head into conference, what are you getting ready to? I mean, you're in conference, but as you continue in conference, what are you trying to accomplish against Jessup and Menlo this weekend?
We know that Jessup has a really good team this year. Last year they had a pretty new program. Last year we didn't take all of our guys there, got a pretty good win there. And this year we know that Menlo and Jessup, Menlo also a new program, really good team. So yeah, we're really excited to play them and hope we can get a win. We know it's going to be close, it's going to be a battle, both matches. But yeah, we hope we can get 2 wins out of it and yeah, get back into conference.
Jessup, a building program, and Menlo, as you said, a first-year program, but they have the edge where they basically are San Diego Christian B or 2 or whatever, because a lot of their guys from San Diego Christian, which was the top team in the conference last year, most of their guys transferred up to Menlo and continued and actually started that program. So there would be some familiar faces for you when you guys hit the court at Paseo Raggett Center coming up here on Friday and Saturday. So, D, we'll shift attention to you. And women's season for you, it's underway. You're playing number 1. You have played number 1 your pretty much your entire career with us. So what's your mindset been heading into the season?
Honestly, just focusing now more as a team. I think my first 2 years I was having more of like self goals, like, okay, you need to win like the conference tournament, and I think I just put a lot of pressure on myself. So now I'm just focusing on team wins and doing my part, and then also just carrying it, just hyping up my teammates, just giving them energy, and just trying to get wins like as a team, and always that doubles point that we need to work towards.
Well, Coach was excited about your doubles effort this past weekend. He actually, in his quote, he said it was the best doubles you had played in his time here. And so that's kind of a kudos and representation of that. But you personally had actually a pretty strong match. You beat a ranked opponent in singles and in doubles. So did that change your approach as you were going through the game, or you were just like, yeah, it's another person on the other side of the net. I just got to get the ball past?
Well, I knew like I was going to play her, and she had beaten me last year, so I kind of had a goal of like I was going to beat her this year, and I did. And honestly, it was just it was a tough match, but I knew it. It was gonna be tough, and it was actually I won in the tiebreak, and last year I lost in a tiebreak. So it just the tables were turned. And then in doubles, I think that my partner and I, we've been partners for like 3 years now, and we've been playing so well together, and I think we like figured it out. Like I think we'll be tough to beat this year.
I like it. You can say her name. It's okay. You can say
Victoria.
There it is. All right. I was waiting for you to say it. Quadri. She's also been with the program, and as you talked about, you've been playing doubles together. So how does, when you play with somebody for 3 seasons, we'll get to your doubles partner now, but when you play with somebody for 3 seasons, what kind of non-communication things are easily just exchanged between you guys?
Well, so like if we mess up a point, it's just like, okay, just don't say it's okay, because that'll just make us mad. So don't say okay, like it's okay, just move on and let's get the next one. So, and then just, I don't know, I think we've learned each other. So like if we're upset, just say something funny, or like not like relating to tennis. Just say like, oh, what are you doing later? Or just say, I don't know. It can be random, like just to take our focus off of what happened before. So yeah, just learning her, like how we work. It's different, but I think we work well together.
Well, 3 years in, I think you kind of got that friendship and that bond.
Yeah. So
Jonas, for you, you had the opportunity of teaming up with Anthony Popperin the last couple of seasons, and now you're teamed up with Hugo Brill. And when you look at you guys on paper, you're the tallest by a couple inches on the team, and he's barely not the shortest on the team. So it's kind of a little bit difference in height. But how do your talents blend as a doubles duo?
It was our first match, or our first couple of matches now, me and him. I think we fit pretty well together. I mean, as you said, he's pretty small. I'm a little bit taller, so I can come up with a serve. He has more the hands, the touch. So yeah, I think we just need some more practice, and we're a new doubles team. So we're excited to play, and I think we can do really good this season when we keep playing a few more matches. We know what our strengths are. So yeah, I think we fit pretty good together.
If I'm understanding this correctly, you kind of provide the power and keep them off balance, and he provides the spin, for lack of a better word. That's what my guy was. Yeah. Everything you hear about Mr. Brill playing tennis is he doesn't hit it hard, he just slices it and it barely dives over the net. I've seen him a couple times, but not really completely in game action. I've seen him kind of doing some things, and everybody just talks about he's just a different type of player. Yeah. So does that affect over the net, then that guy at the front, he has an opportunity to send it back in your kitchen in a hurry.
Yeah, I'm just providing the serve, and he can do the spot side.
Yeah. All right.
He does the spot
so you like to let him go to the front, and then you roll around on the back? I like that. Good plan. So you guys are headed into, as we talked about, conference, but then the week after that is spring break, and the teams actually have a different approach, maybe not by design, but it's a different approach to the season. You ladies are headed to Atlanta, and you guys get to make the same flight that our swimmers that we had on earlier in the show. They get to make that flight here tomorrow. Okay. You guys are about a week behind in making that flight. So, Dee, as you're heading over to Atlanta to play 3 matches, what are you guys looking forward to in that spring break time when you're going to Atlanta?
Just getting more match play. I think it would be important for us just to get more experience. And I mean, I've never been to Georgia, so I'm not sure what to expect, like environment-wise. But I think more playing time would be good for us, like heading into our conference team, like playing those teams.
I've only been to Georgia, actually stayed in Georgia like once in my life, and I know this is probably the best time you can go to Georgia because the humidity hasn't taken it through the roof where it's like 90-something degrees and 90% humidity. So that might help you out a little bit. We're not to the 90s here, but it's going to get hot and humid there. Mm-hmm. The sticky south is called that for a reason. So what are you looking for on that trip? Like you've talked about just more matches, and what is there a certain thing that you're trying in those 3 matches, obviously the 2 this weekend and then those 3 that you're trying to perfect your game on, or just go out and play?
Just going out and play. I think using our energy like against Westmont, I think if we play that way, we can be like have close matches. I know like we lost 2-5 against Westmont, but I think it could easily have been the other way around.
There was a lot of tie breaks in that match. There were. I wrote the story. I saw the score. So it was a lot closer than the 5-2 represents. So
it was.
Obviously Westmont's are usually a really good side, going to Division II, so they're hyped up and ready to go. But not the results you wanted, but I think you can carry that going forward in the conference, as you talked about, just how things could have gone just a little different, and it's a different result. For the guys, you get spring break off. So, Jonas, what does that look like for you guys? You guys play this weekend, and then you don't have another match until like the 17th, and that's a scrimmage even at that. But then you have the 18th where you get back into actual playing countable matches. So you have some time off after this weekend. What are you going to do at that time?
The week off is actually, I think it's pretty good for us to like refresh, get other matches that maybe did not went well behind us, but still, I'm pretty sure that the guys want to go out and play a little bit, even though the girls are gone, the coaches are gone. We're still going to go out, hit a few tennis balls, and just stay loose. But we're also going to enjoy a week off, and just forget about tennis maybe for a week and just hang out with the team. But still gonna keep the focus. I mean, it's Ottawa coming up after, so which is always a great match, a great battle. So we're gonna enjoy the week off, but we're still gonna go out and practice a little bit.
So just staying here, not going traveling, doing any traveling or anything?
I know some of the guys are traveling, but I'm gonna stay here.
You're gonna stay here? No quick trip home to Germany?
I wish. It's too expensive.
Yeah, I would think that would be a tough way to try and get back there just for a week. And you go back for the summer, that's one thing. You go back for just a few days, that's another. You mentioned OUAZ coming up. Obviously, the ladies don't have that opportunity. OUAZ unable to fill their women's program this season. So when you go conference, you have Jessup, you have Menlo, you have OUAZ, and then a big break off in between. Anything different that you're planning as pre-game or in-game rituals or anything that's different you're planning?
I don't think so. We're going to have... we always, it's pretty funny. The start of the week, we always like send out messages what we're gonna do during the week in practice, or what we try to do, hype each other up, and I feel like that won't even change for spring break off. We're still gonna tell each other to go out on the tennis court maybe once or twice a week and play, and then with OUAZ coming up, I think that's gonna be the group chat is gonna go wild.
It's gonna go even more. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know about the tennis program, these guys are great, dedicated, and men and women are both dedicated teams where you love to support the other teams. And that's something that we really appreciate from the athletic side. If tennis isn't playing, you're probably at the event. Like you're there supporting, you're there cheering on. And I'm just thinking back to soccer season last year when we went there to play at OUAZ, and I heard the tennis team loves to get in the middle of encouraging the team that way. So, what kind of fun do you have cheering on in other events? Because again, the tennis teams are phenomenal about supporting other programs, and we again appreciate that. So, what kind of things do you get from supporting other teams?
I just think it's great. Like since I came here, actually from Germany, having like college sports and combining that with like studying, and then you have like this type of family here, and then watching other teams compete is just great. And I love soccer that too. And then basketball, you don't have basketball in Germany that much. So
who are you rooting for in the World Cup?
In the World Cup. We should start I think USA.
I kind of know who you were going for. So, I know you guys, the ladies, come and support and do. You maybe not as loud as the guys from the events I've seen you guys at, but you guys still like to come and support. What do you ladies get from being supportive of other programs?
Honestly, just I think I'm a little bit louder than the rest, so just any chance to be loud and like cheer anyone on, like I love it.
All right. What's in the plans for you guys this summer? You know, obviously you're halfway through your seasons, or roughly halfway through your season. You got a lot of plans. Your conference tournament, should be in the conference tournament, both of you, and then going on season. What's like summer look like for you guys?
In the summer, I usually coach, so I coach younger kids. But then when I'm done coaching, I'll go practice. So, like, tennis is year-round for me. It never stops.
Even in the Valley of the Sun, I know you're a local product straight here from Phoenix. So, local product for you. But so even in the heat, you're all good?
It's awful, but, it's good conditioning.
Burn your feet a little bit as the court gets a little hot?
Yeah, the court gets, about 160 degrees in the summer. Like,
What's
when
the
you're
problem?
on court.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no problem.
All All right, and Jonas, Germany in the summer? Yeah?
Not as hot as here. I'm glad.
Not as hot as here? Yeah. But a little bit more humid, yeah?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah.
Average temperature in Germany in the summer?
If I don't know Fahrenheit now.
Sorry.
No, it's like around 100 maybe.
100? Okay.
I would say, yeah. 90s.
Really?
Yeah?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. It can get pretty hot there.
Yeah, a little higher elevation, a little different. I like it. All right, so for you guys, what's your expectation for the rest of the season? I know we could talk about anything, but what are you hoping to get out of the rest of the season?
Honestly, I think just one of our goals as a team is to get a doubles point, because last year I think we got one. So just as a team, we just want a doubles point, and we'll go from there.
Got it. Get the doubles point and move on from there?
Yes.
Jonas, what about you?
Losing the final last year was pretty tough in GSEC tournament. So,
but you were in the final.
We were in the final.
So that's a starting. Let's start with that. You were in the final.
We were in the final, yes.
So you didn't win it, but you were still in the final.
Exactly. So winning it would be great.
Winning it would be good. A big test for you. Lots of good teams this year.
Yeah.
I just have to ask, on your team, we'll go women's team and men's team. On the team, who's the clown? Who keeps everybody loose? Like, you need somebody to laugh, make you laugh. Karlie's it for women?
Doesn't stop talking.
Fair enough.
For us, it's definitely Harry Butterfand.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's by far Harry.
Even last year, because Papa was pretty notorious for being kind of a goofball.
Oh, he was, yeah, he was. But Harry is always up there. Yeah, he's great. He always keeps the team entertained.
Okay. Sure. Like, if you're playing music, is he the one picking the music too?
Yeah, but just Harry, pretty bad music.
You got to work on your selection for music. I like it. Fair enough. All right. Well, as you're heading into your spring break and conference and all that, we do wish you success on the court.
Thank you.
And I get to follow you guys sometimes it's just from seeing the box score, but I try and get out to matches when I can. And I know sometimes there's elements that are fun to play with. The wind, the rain, not too much the rain, because the courts would not allow that usually, but wind can be a factor, sun can be a factor. What's worse, the sun or the wind in a match?
The wind.
Wind, yes.
Yeah.
It's awful.
You serve and the ball goes over here. You're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I bet we were out there. It was kind of windy last time I was out there, and you're like, yeah, this can be a factor. But at the same time, you look straight up into the sun sometimes. You play those afternoon matches and the ball goes up in the air, like, I'm going to hit this. No, I can't see it. So what do you do in that? I mean, you're wearing visors most of the time, but sometimes when you're looking straight up, you can't do anything about it.
No, there's really nothing you can do. Just let the ball go. Like, honestly.
Close your eyes and swing it from That's an idea.
You can hit it.
The coach is like, why'd you hit the back fence? Couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I just swung.
Pretty good excuse.
Yeah, I had no idea. So Coach Phil always is excited about you guys and the team, and it looks like you guys have a pretty good bond on both teams, men and women, and I actually think it transcends, the women's team, obviously big fans of the guys' team, and vice versa, and you guys support each other. So good luck the rest of the season, and as you're heading into spring break, have fun, but have fun in Georgia. And thanks for coming on the Storm Report. I know you guys were not sure that you wanted to come on because you weren't sure what I was going to ask you. I knew you guys would have a good time. So we've been speaking with tennis greats here for ACU, Jonas and Deondra Bacchus, and we appreciate their time. We've also had on the Storm Report Karlie, Rimat, Alois, Garraux, Trent Bruns, and Chris Beck from men's volleyball. So thank you for their time. One programming note, we will not have a Storm Report next week, as the exciting news on campus is the ACU men's basketball team will be hosting the first and second round of the NAI National Tournament starting next Tuesday, right across the parking lot at the Firestore, or not across the street at the ACU Event Center. That will be going on. Game times 3:30 and 6 on Tuesday, and then 5:30 on Wednesday. So there will not be a Storm Report next week because, I'll be in a coaches meeting right before the national tournament thing happening, and so we should be back in 2 weeks with a Storm Report. But again, thank you to all of my guests representing swim, representing men's volleyball, and representing tennis. Tim Gooszen signing off, saying enjoy what's left of your Monday evening. Good night, everybody.